Hey guys, here I am in my car again thinking, and I should probably stop doing this. As I drive down the street in my little town, I see sign after sign after sign after sign saying, now hiring, now hiring. Apply now, apply now. I mean, every single place is hiring. And mind you, I'm in Florida and I'm in a beach town. And it's summer. I live in a tourist destination, and the season really starts like from spring break on. We are overloaded with tourists, and usually by now everyone has their jobs and everyone's already been hired. To see so many places that are still hiring is kind of scary. And also, being that I'm in Florida, we never really shut down. To be honest, we just kept going. Amazing governor. And we just kind of kept going. Nothing really stopped us. We didn't have a bunch of businesses shut down. Our economy wasn't stalled. And people were coming down here from other states because we were open and other places were closed during the whole pandemic. So it's scary to see so many places that are hiring, and I know why it is. Everyone knows why it is. The whole additional unemployment benefit thing. The $600 a week thing ended a while ago, but they're still doing $300 a week in addition to the maximum unemployment benefits. In the state of Florida, the max is only $275 a week, which is not much at all. And a lot of people who are working minimum wage, McDonald's kind of employees, they weren't getting the max every week. So they may say maybe they were getting $150 on their regular unemployment, and then an additional $300 a week. That's $450 a week. Average pay for, I'm using McDonald's for an example, just because I happen to just drive by one. Average pay, maybe $10 an hour from what I see on their signs when they're hiring. So $10 an hour, you're working, if you work a full 40 hours a week, you're making $400 a week working your butt off all week. Not working, just being on unemployment, you're making $450. I'm just really estimating here. So, I mean, who could blame them, really? I mean, you're not working and you're making that kind of money. It puts a whole lot of power in the employee's hands, which I'm all for. I mean, I do think that the minimum wage should be higher, because minimum wage is not a living wage, and there's not enough good paying jobs around for everyone to be able to get those jobs instead of working at McDonald's and other minimum wage paying jobs. Anyway, McDonald's can probably stand to raise the minimum wage, and they're having to bribe people to come to work. I think the rate that they're paying them keeps going up because they can't get anybody to work. So there's a whole lot of power in the employees' hands right now. Like I said, that's a good thing. But if they have to keep on raising the wage that they're going to pay employees, they're going to have to make up for it somehow. They're going to raise the price of your French fries, raise the price of your cheeseburgers. McDonald's can probably stand to do that and still make a good profit, but these smaller businesses, mom and pop shops, they're going to have to raise the minimum wage that they pay their employees too, just to keep up with McDonald's and other businesses, because they can't go without employees. And if everyone's going to McDonald's because McDonald's is going to pay $15 an hour, they won't be able to hire anyone at $12 an hour or $10 an hour. So either these small businesses are going to just go out of business because they can't afford to pay their employees these wages, or they're just going to jack up their prices so high to make up for it that either no one's going to shop there and they're going to go out of business that way, or I don't know. I mean, it's a scary thought right now. Inflation is inevitable because of this whole situation. that our government got us into with these additional unemployment benefits. No one wants to work. There's shortages on everything because no one wants to work. And the companies that can't afford to pay people basically what they were getting paid with these additional unemployment benefits, they're going to have to raise their prices to make up for it. I mean, no one's going to go back to work for $10 an hour now. No one is. I mean, they were getting paid, I can't do the math. I mean, $10, $12 an hour to not work at all. So why are you going to go back to work for $10 an hour when you know that you could probably milk them for $12, $13, $14 an hour? I mean, it's just a bad situation that we've got ourselves in. Yeah, so I just had to go off on that little rant because there's no excuse for so many now hiring signs in Florida, a state that is fully open, has not shut down, and it is the peak season in my little beach town. Everyone should be employed. There should be no one unemployed right now. So I decided to drive around town and pull over and take pictures of all the help wanted signs around my little town. And mind you, I didn't even drive a mile down the road, and these are all the pictures that I took, and I couldn't stop at all of them because of traffic. I couldn't pull over. So there were more help wanted signs than what I took a picture of. So here's a little montage of what's happening in my town. I'm sure it's not any better in your town. Yeah, this is kind of scary times, guys, but here you go. So as you can see, the labor shortage is real. I'm sure you're already seeing it in your area, but this whole labor shortage that's being pumped up by the increased unemployment benefits is going to get worse, and it's going to cause inflation. It's just bound to happen. It has to. So if you're not prepping and getting extra groceries right now, you might want to start, because the same groceries that you're buying today could be more expensive tomorrow or in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to show you a little just regular grocery trip I did. I just grabbed a couple extra things. I like to bolster my pantry just a little bit because inflation is coming and it's not going to be fun. Okay, so here's my little shopping trip. It's not a huge prepper pantry haul or anything. It's just a pretty normal size grocery trip. I just like to have a little more on hand than I really need. So although I probably have most of these things in the house already, I always grab a couple extra things. I like to have an abundance of food in the house. I'm in Florida and hurricane season's coming up. I know no one likes to hear that word, but as soon as they start broadcasting that there's a hurricane headed our way, people rush out to the stores and they buy everything up, and I'd just rather not be a part of that. So I've always got a little extra, and that's just part of prepping. Always stock up on a little bit more than you need. Don't just have in your house what you're gonna need for the next week or so. You don't know what's gonna happen the next week. I was watching Marfugal News last night. If you don't watch Marfugal News or Marfugal TV, you have to subscribe there because it's one of the best news sources on the interwebs, and just really good people. Anyway, I was watching Marfugal last night, and a guy came on who was a trucker, and he was saying that he had some insight, and he said that the grocery stores are buying in mass amounts. Like, they can't even keep up with how much the grocery stores are buying right now. And it's not necessarily because of consumption or that people are buying more. It's because the grocery stores know that there's going to be a shortage soon. Supply chain shortages, food shortages, and they're trying to stockpile now. So the grocery stores are stockpiling food so that it doesn't look like they are short on things, but that they suspect that during the summer, after the summer, there's going to be some pretty big shortages in our grocery stores. Yes, I know we hear this all the time. Like, every day you hear shortages, and I don't know about your area, but my area has been pretty good. I mean, it's just a few things here and there that are short, but I really believe that around the corner are going to be some pretty severe things that we're actually going to feel a big effect on. So just stock up when you can. Just add a few extra things to each grocery trip before the prices go through the roof, before they start doing the shrinkflation thing and you're getting less product for the same price, and before there's just not stuff on the shelf. And last but not least, I finally got my generator. I was waiting and waiting and waiting because I'm cheap or frugal, however you want to say. And this one was $600 regular price on Amazon. They sell this same one at Lowe's. Did a bit of research on it, and I just kept putting it off. And one day I checked my Amazon cart, and this thing had gone on sale by $100. So instead of $600, it was only $500. And I was like, well, this is the sign. I got to get it. The reason I got this one is it's a 5500 peak watt, 4500 running watt, dual fuel generator, meaning it takes gasoline and propane, and I like the flexibility of having both, and also that gives me a reason to go out and buy a gas grill. So I'll have the propane tanks for my gas grill and this generator. During hurricanes in Florida, everyone runs out and grabs all the gas they can. There's lines out the wazoo, and if I can keep a couple propane tanks, which store longer, in my garage, then I'll be good to go. I wanted to get a somewhat larger generator so that I can, let's see if I can get this here, so that I can run my deep freezer, my fridge freezer, and then a window unit too. So this is, it tells you how many running watts the average device uses. I'm not going to be worried about doing dishes or washing clothes. I mean, maybe if we go long enough without power, I might wash some clothes. But mainly refrigerator, freezer, and then I want to run a window unit. And I'll be able to run all of those at the same time. If anything, I can unplug the deep freezer for a little bit to be able to run one of these other things here, but I feel happy that I finally got this, and I have to open it and make sure everything got delivered okay, because like the box was kind of beat up over here, and then I just want to make sure it didn't get damaged in shipping. So I'm going to take this out, test it. And another reason I wanted to go ahead and get the generator is because of all the shortages and everything going on. I didn't want to wait too long, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we can't get the parts for the motors, we can't get the parts for to even make these generators, and so there's a shortage of those, and everyone else bought them all up, and then I'm that person that waited too long. I'm sorry, always tails in the way. So although I do put a lot of things off and wait till the very last minute to do things, I feel happy that I at least grabbed this before it was too late. So guys, if your gut or your instinct or the Holy Spirit is telling you to do something today, don't put it off till tomorrow. You don't want to be that person saying coulda, shoulda, woulda, especially when it comes to prepping. So get the things done, keep on prepping, and y'all have a great day until I see you on the next video.